And here's the thing. Here's what you'll notice. And here's how you know this to be true. It's because when you have these situations with your dark masculine, what you'll notice is they're similar to past situations that you've had with other men in your life, or other dark masculines, or other people you've been with. You see what I'm saying? Like, the types of challenges that you're having, the way you feel as a woman when you're relating with him, you'll see that that feels very similar to things that you've experienced before. Even things you've experienced outside of relationships. It could be like how you felt around your father or your uncle or your grandfather, or around certain people, or whatever it might be. Like, you might remember, like, you know what, I've experienced some of these feelings. It might not be as intense as what I'm experiencing with my dark masculine. Like, you know, usually what defines a dark masculine is the feelings are much more intense. So even though you might have had similar feelings before in past relationships, the feelings you've had with your dark masculine or having with him are like way more intense. But when you look at from a qualitative perspective, like, you know, the jealousies or the insecurities, or the feeling of not getting what you want, or the feeling of not being acknowledged, or the feeling of being rejected, or the feeling of not being committed to, or the feeling of he's not anticipating my needs, and he's not making me feel special, and he's not, you see what I'm saying, he's not claiming me as a woman. Like, you'll see that you've had those feelings before. And that's a big thing with the dark masculine, is he'll make a lot of the women that he's with feel like he's not really invested in them in the relationship. So what happens a lot of times with the dark masculine men is they're constantly running away from the relationship. Like, they're constantly ghosting, or they're disappearing, or they're finding another love or woman to be with, and then they'll come back around later on, and then they'll ghost again. Or, you know, there's this term that they say, like, breadcrumbing. Like, sometimes a dark masculine will give you just enough to kind of keep you around, so he has access to you sexually in other ways, but he's not doing enough to, like, really be there and be committed and be consistent with you. But that's an indication of your expectation about men that you love. Like, you're expecting them not to show up for you. You're expecting them to not be consistent with you. You're expecting these men to kind of come in and out of your life and not communicate effectively, and all those types of things. And so that's why I'm saying the inner work is required and necessary, because when you start to change that expectation, when you start to go back and rewire some of the things from your childhood, you start to believe differently about yourself and what you deserve and who you are as a woman, and the fact that, you know, men do love you and men do show up for you and those types of things, then you'll see him change and switch around.